I didn't see multimillionaires in that jury box. I didn't see people that were in the film industry in that jury box.
Todd Chrisley once said he had nothing to be sorry for, even after a jury convicted him on every single count. His wife Julie was sent to a different prison, their kids were left behind, and the $17 million restitution bill they owed never went away. For over 2 years, they couldn't hear each other's voices, couldn't hug their children, couldn't see the world outside those walls. And even after a presidential pardon finally set them free, the damage was already done. Julie came out struggling with a lung condition she blamed on black mold inside her facility. Todd came out still refusing to apologize, still insisting he did nothing wrong. The question now is, how did two reality TV stars who seem to have it all fall so far so fast? Why don't you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this? Todd Chrisley was born on April 6, 1969 in Georgia, but it was the small town of Westminster, South Carolina, where his story truly began. A quiet town of fewer than 3,000 people, it shaped him with strict Southern values and a relentless work ethic. His parents, Jean Raymond Chrisley and Elizabeth Faye Chrisley, raised him and his brother Randy with discipline and expectations that money and success would never come easy. When Todd was just 2, his older brother Derek passed away at only 4 months, leaving a shadow of grief over the family. Watching his mother work 60-hour weeks in a textile mill, pushing through cotton dust and machinery, when Todd learned the price of hard work firsthand, he carried those lessons into adulthood, blending confidence with ambition, but also, unknowingly, a sense of pressure to succeed at any cost. Julie Chrisley's beginnings were different, but equally formative. Born on January 9, 1973 in the same small town, she grew up in a double-wide trailer with her father Harvey, who worked as a mechanic, electrician, and eventually a Baptist minister, and her mother Pam, a bank teller. Faith and family guided her daily life, shaping her values and giving her a steady foundation. Home-cooked meals, church services, and a tight-knit upbringing taught Julie about perseverance and loyalty, qualities that would both help and challenge her in the years ahead. Little did Todd and Julie know their paths were destined to cross. Two Southerners' lives, shaped by hard work, loss, and faith, were moving toward a collision that would change everything. But when these two worlds finally collided, no one could have predicted the storm that was about to hit. Before Julie, Todd's life was already complicated. He met Teresa Terry when she was 17 and he was 19. Their relationship moved fast, and by the time she turned 19, she was pregnant with their first child, Lindsay. Todd was just 21, unsure, but they married because it felt like the right thing. Over time, however, the relationship darkened. Teresa later described it as controlling and fear-driven. Todd dictated how she dressed, who she spoke to, and even isolated her from friends and family. Violent incidents escalated, leaving Teresa living in constant anxiety. By late 1994, she claimed Todd threatened her life and assaulted her, eventually filing charges and a prevention order. Even after their divorce in 1996, the shadow of this marriage lingered, creating tension that would spill into the next chapter of Todd's life. It was during this turbulent period that Todd met Julie. Working at a local bank owned by a friend of Todd's, Julie caught his eye one day wearing a yellow dress. Todd later said she was the only woman who had ever touched his soul. Their connection was instant, and within months they were married on May 25, 1996, with Julie 9 months pregnant. For Julie, life shifted overnight, from a simple small-town existence to the whirlwind world of Todd Chrisley, a man with ambition, charm, and a complicated past. But little did they know, their real challenges, both on camera and behind closed doors, were only just beginning. After marrying Julie, Todd poured his energy into real estate. He started flipping houses, buying distressed properties, fixing them up, and selling them for profit. His ventures expanded quickly, and by the early 2000s, he was running Chrisley Asset Management, a company managing non-performing assets for banks. At its peak, the business handled millions in loans, and Todd and Julie appeared to be living the dream, earning more than $600,000 a month and cultivating a public image of wealth, confidence, and Southern charm. But the reality behind the doors was more complicated. Todd's flashy lifestyle, luxury cars, designer clothes, and lavish mansions often contrasted sharply with financial instability. Loans were obtained through exaggerated claims of wealth, while bankruptcy filings later revealed massive debts that dwarfed the couple's assets. Television soon became their stage. Thanks to Annie Kate Pond, who pitched the family as a reality TV idea, the Chrisleys' energy, humor, and chaos were captured for the cameras. The show, Chrisley Knows Best, premiered on USA Network in March 2014, instantly ranking as a top 20 new reality series. Viewers were captivated by Todd's loud humor, Julie's polished style, and the family navigating life under reality cameras. It looked like they had it all, but the cameras couldn't hide the cracks that were about to shatter their world. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. By the 2000s, the Chrisleys' world of luxury and reality TV began to crumble. Investigators later discovered they had submitted false bank statements claiming massive wealth, including a fabricated Merrill Lynch account, to secure more than $30 million in loans. In reality, Todd never had such an account, and when one was eventually opened in 2008, it never held more than $17,000. New loans were used to pay off old ones, creating a Ponzi-like loop. By August 2012, Todd filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, declaring $4.2 million in assets against $49.4 million in debt. Even as the paperwork revealed financial ruin, the Chrisleys continued projecting wealth on television. Luxury cars, designer clothes, and a 30,000-square-foot mansion in Roswell. The legal net tightened as investigators uncovered assets secretly transferred to Julie. Todd's accountant, Peter Tarantino, compounded the issues by filing false returns and misleading federal agents. By August 2019, the couple faced 12 federal counts, including bank fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy, and tax evasion. So courtroom drama escalated with testimony from Mark Braddock, a former employee and romantic partner of Todd, who admitted to creating fake documents and impersonating Todd for fraudulent schemes. Emails from their daughter Lindsay, claiming harassment and financial deception, added to the tension. In June 2022, the jury convicted Todd and Julie on every count. Todd was sentenced to 12 years, Julie to 7, and they were ordered to pay $17.27 million in restitution. Even with convictions and sentencing, the story wasn't over, because freedom would come, but the damage had already been done. While Todd and Julie faced legal storms, their children were caught in the crossfire. Kyle, their son, struggled with addiction and legal issues, leading Todd and Julie to take custody of their granddaughter, Chloe. By 2016, they legally adopted Chloe, giving her a stable home while Kyle worked on recovery. Meanwhile, Lindsay faced public scrutiny. On the day Todd and Julie were indicted, he accused her of affairs, and a puppy cam recording added fear and tension. Lindsay later reversed her claims in court, defending Todd and highlighting the complex loyalties within the family. Savannah, the eldest daughter, became guardian to her younger siblings, using her platform to advocate for her parents' freedom. Letters, podcasts, and even reaching out to President Trump highlighted the emotional strain on the family. Even as the family fought to survive, secrets, betrayals, and unanswered questions continued to shadow every decision. After more than 2 years apart, Todd and Julie finally saw freedom. On May 27, 2025, President Trump called Savannah to announce their pardon. He finalized the next day. They could finally speak, hug their children, and step outside prison walls. Freedom, however, came with consequences. Julie developed a lung condition from black mold exposure in prison, requiring ongoing treatment. Todd refused to apologize, questioning the jury's fairness and claiming documents had been fabricated. The couple still faced financial obligations. The $17 million restitution remained, with $1,000 monthly payments required during supervised release. Even with pardon papers in hand, the Chrisleys' story is far from over, and the next chapter could be even more explosive. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this.